Good evening, our thousands of viewers, millions of viewers, wherever you are picking up signal this evening. We'd like to welcome you here to our 158th edition of our broadcast here, the Issues Room. The Issues Room is a media platform here on social media, particularly on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And we come your way on Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, broadcasting trending issues emanating out of Liberia, the African continent, and here in the diaspora. My name is Volcano Shelton. Again, it's good to be back here, 158th edition. Of course, this evening we'll be looking at an array of issues, including what type of country is this humorous segment, and also the educational piece called Memory Lane. And tonight, it's a beautiful one, written by Dr. Manin Sumo. A very beautiful piece, and you will love it. I'd like to welcome all of you. Don't forget, join us here tonight. Share the link, invite others. Make this platform your place to be. Our conversation will be a little palpable, not intriguing, like my man Alphonso say. It will be palpable. Okay, Alphonso and Moses, gentlemen, welcome to this 158th edition here in the Issues Room. Good to see you guys. Thank God we're back here. It's Friday. The week come by so fast and quickly. I don't know from your end, but it was 98 degrees today. I don't know whether you experienced it. Go ahead.
I did. I experienced it. It was extremely hot. Fortunately for me, though, I was home most of today. So I did two things. I took asylum in the basement, and of course, the air is blowing, so it's even colder here. So, basements are cold, and then the air is on at the highest level, so I didn't really feel the heat. But yes, the kids went to school, so they experienced it. They talked about it on the way home. Yeah.
And interestingly, yes, I was in my office most of the day, but every time I came outside, just to do something, stretch the leg or handle something, I could feel the steam. It was a very hot day. In fact, the forewarned us that today was going to be very hot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't checked the weather for the weekend, but hopefully it's not as horrible as it was today.
Yeah, according to them, tomorrow will be about 20 degrees less than it was today.
So indeed, these weathers have been changing up and down. The other day we were on the soccer field, and it felt like we're in the, when you're going into winter.
Yeah.
End of fall into winter. Yeah, that's how it felt. And the breeze was strong, but it was so cold. So we keep having the bounce, up and down.
Yeah.
But listen, Moses just got kicked off. I believe he's having some technical issues there. Hopefully he gets it rectified. And we have a guest here tonight who will be joining us momentarily once he gets situated. The name is Ambassador Murphy Gibson. In fact, he's a senatorial candidate in the upcoming elections. He represents the Liberty Party as chairman here in the USA, and he will be conversating with us tonight over the noise being made in Monrovia that they're having a program this weekend in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Nyonblee Karnga-Lawrence is no longer the political leader according to the fashion of the Musa Bility. He claims to be the chairman proper of the CPP, and I rather not the CPP but Liberty Party and the CPP, in fact, because I believe is a merger now with ANC. But it's been a lot of noise with regards to the legal wrangling here, there, and yonder. What we know, the ANC kind of approached Nyonblee to join them a few weeks ago prior to the pronouncement of that of Charlene Bromsky, and I think she passed, them over and continue her alliance with Joseph Boycott. And in fact, from what we heard in inner circle, one of the what you would consider the ultimatum given was if Nyonblee joins the ANC or CPP, put it that way, as vice standard bearer to Cummings, then Musa Bility said he would have lifted the ban and restore her, leadership. So a lot been going on. So Murphy will be joining us to talk about it because he's closer to the party and he's here in the U.S. and he's back and forth in Liberia, so he understands, what is trending in the country. But we're also going to be looking at the ambassador. He was again discussing the issue at Prince Johnson Church, and also calling for free, fair, and democratic elections in the country. So a lot of these things will be discussed.
Definitely. I'll go back to my word, intrigue. It will be an intriguing conversation because these issues are really, really extremely important, and I'm happy we have our Ambassador Murphy here, Gibson, sorry, to clarify exactly what's going on in the Liberty Party, but what is also going on here in the United States as far as this weekend's program is concerned, and how I just heard you say that he's a senatorial candidate in Liberia.
For
So
Bowman County.
for Bowman County, okay.
So
So
is he in that race? Is he Alex Starler and
mm,
what's his name? Setuma.
Satuma. Okay. So I would like to hear, and I'm sure our listeners would like to hear a little bit more about that race and how he's even going to run on the LPP ticket, west side of the LPP he stands on. Although
You
we
mean,
all
you
have
mean the LP? The
the
LP.
LP, sorry. Sorry. Although there are hints, given the fact that he's working with Nyonblee here, that he might be on the Nyonblee's side of the LP. So what's and I know if I'm not mistaken, I'll look it up very brief. I mean, when I'm not talking, political parties, a slate of candidates that should be submitted to the political party. I mean, to the election commission, should be committed by the recognized party leadership. And so, if Bility's side of the party is the recognized party leadership, then I don't know how Mr. Gibson will probably clarify how his name is going to get submitted to the election commission as a candidate, that's a senatorial candidate. So, a lot of things to unpack here.
He could be crossing carpet or
Yeah,
going independent. So we don't know.
we don't know. So
So
again, a lot of things to unpack here, and that will make it an interesting conversation. I'm sure you saw the letter from a group here signed by one Nagasaki Kane, I believe, claiming that they are actually Liberty Party USA, and so this program that's happening that Mr. Gibson is involved in is illegitimate. So it's a lot of things to unpack here. So we want to ask all of our listeners join you in asking, share the word, ask people to join, and at some point when the phones are open, call in and participate as well.
and that's the expectation, when we hold this conversation. We try to open the line as much as possible so that the folks can join us. But again, we would like to thank you, Thomas Awaji, for beginning to share and invite folks. Godwin Weado is being invited by Thomas Awaji. Dr. Telfort Amos is being invited. Alvin Panel. We hope you guys can show up. Rivers as Pro. We have Fergie Monyo already in the house. Priscilla Myers, as Edward Nefor, who says he will support my candidacy for president in 2029. So I like to say probably I'll make as Edward Nefor my campaign chairperson. But in the meantime, we'd like to go to Moses Cindy. I think he's situated now. Moses, welcome. But man, listen, you gotta,
Yeah,
you gotta get that stuff taken care of every time
yeah,
you
it
take
is, my
this.
man. I don't know, but and like we do. Well, why not just put me on the bottom? Yeah,
It's not a matter of putting at the bottom. You
yeah.
just got here. You can't control things. This is settings
But
for-
my man, you got me.
yeah, hold on now. Hold on. There are different settings. Just go ahead
Okay,
and be invited.
okay,
And
okay.
we always think that things are the way they are. No, this is the system.
Yeah,
I'm going to bring it
yeah,
up and personal. Then I'll
okay.
put you back. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, like the both of you is always
This
could
is what
be in the
you're
issues.
looking
Yeah,
for.
it's
Right?
always yeah,
This
it's
Yeah,
always
what a man wonder.
yeah, it is always a pleasure being here in the issues room. And today we have come to discuss a lot of important, national matters in the West African region. I just want to break this story that right now, as we speak, Senegal, our neighbors in West Africa, is in crisis. there's this news report that emanated from Senegal today. There's a political crisis going on regarding an opposition leader who has been sentenced or who was sentenced to prison, and that provoked a serious uprising. 9 persons are reported dead. The situation is tense. So I don't know what is happening with our continent, but I just wanted you guys to be aware of that, and our many viewers, that yes, indeed, another crisis in Senegal.
Thank goodness it's not a military coup d'etat or something. So I'm sure they will be able to get together and quench the situation. And again, it's something that we can begin to look at and see how we can control ourselves. And that's why we'll be discussing the ambassador's press briefing when he mentioned that those folks who signed the Farmington Agreement need to stick to the matter. So we'll come to that. But Murphy is here, so let us not hold him back there. He's situated and ready to go. Mr. Gibson, welcome. The chairman of the USA, you are a senatorial aspirant. We know in the upcoming elections, but we'll come to that a little bit. But welcome to the platform. Your first time here. I've been trying to get you in here. You've been kind of dodging, but now the political season is time for you to talk.
Exactly. I want to say thank you, Mr. Shelton. Thank you so much. Thanks to Mr. Cindy and Mr. Alphonso. Say thanks to you guys for keeping this forum open for everybody. It's very informative. Our audience, our people back home need to know what's happening, and I want to appreciate you guys for your time to educate our people back home about the current trends of events. So I'm excited to be here. I want to say to all your listeners, thanks for everything. I'm here, and I want to extend my greetings to all of you. I'm prepared for us to talk about Liberty Party. Like you stated, I am a senatorial aspirant in Bumi. Maybe we're going to talk about it later on, but let's stick to Liberty Party tonight. I'm going to come back and then go to the politics. But I'm here to explain to you where we are as an institution in terms of all the politics, in terms of the division. I really think our audience need to know where we are. And it's very important. And thanks to you for the invite. I'm excited being here tonight. And unfortunately, I'm on this road driving, so out of pack to ensure that we have some very genuine discussion about the future of our country and our party. Well, thank you guys.
But it's good that you could make the time. And also I understand this weekend is a very busy weekend, and that is why we've brought you here, because there's been a little bit of hullabaloo around this event that is currently happening tonight through the weekend. I know your meet and greet is tonight, and Senator Nyonblee Karnga-Lawrence is in the US, and her base is Allentown in the US, and scores of you are gathering this evening into the weekend to carry on the program. According to Liberty Party Liberia, they said that you guys don't have the legitimacy to do this occasion. You're operating in the name. I guess was it what that legal term, personal ingrata?
I think basically they're just referring to the group as illegal.
Okay, we can get to that.
Personal non grata.
Yeah, so let's
so let's understand.
Help us understand,
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. All right. That communication came up a little over a week ago from Mr. Bility in Liberia. If you look at the communication, it's addressed to Nyonblee Karnga.
Mr. Bility, who is Mr. Bility in the
Liberty? We're going to come back to that issue, but I received communication a bit over a week ago, and Senator Karnga-Lawrence, our political leader, forwarded that communication to me about Musa Bility threatening legal action against LPUSA. The world over knows I'm the chairman of LPUSA. All right. LP, I've been with the Liberty Party for the past almost 15 years. We've been in struggle from Liberia to the USA. When we moved over here, we joined ranks with other members and supporters of Liberty Party who at the time believed in the aspiration of Councillor Brunskin, we joined ranks and worked together. And I passed through the ranks and file. I was East Coast coordinator. I became membership coordinator. Later on, I became vice chair for operations. And today, I'm the chairman for Liberty Party USA. Bility knows this. He has called me over and over again for us to work together. He wants to control the party and what have you. I said no. But here's the thing. The communication is not legitimate. Look at the address. Who are they addressing? They address Nyonblee Karnga-Lawrence. Nyonblee Karnga-Lawrence is a resident of Liberia, and she's the political leader of Liberty Party. Mind you now, Bility is impersonating. When we went to the Supreme Court, the issue before the Supreme Court was about the legality of the Constitution. It was not about position at that level. It was the Constitution. Bility, the main question was, who responsible to submit the Constitution to NEC? That was the issue. That was the contentious issue that was taken before the Supreme Court. And that was, according to our law, the Supreme Court said it is open. Our laws are very open when it comes to that. So it seems that Bility, maybe won that case in terms of the submission. He admitted to altering the document. Yet and still, the Supreme Court could not rule on a definite position on that. The Supreme Court said our laws are open when it comes to the submission. For Bility to be abrogated unto himself, the power of the political leader, trying to usurp the political leader function, it just, mind-boggling. It shows Bility, intent from day one. When I was vice chair for Liberty Party USA, I was in Liberia when the mini convention that brought Bility in as chairperson. I did not attend that convention. For me, that's my politics. I don't believe in him. All right, he's a businessman. It's about interest. It's about his business interest and not the political party. I believe that Bility works for George Weah, not for Liberty Party, not for the opposition. Everything he does, from the day this man took power as chairman for Liberty Party, this man has never presided over a real National Executive Committee meeting where fruitful discussions, fruitful agreement came out. Everything is about Bility interest. He came, he brought our party to zero, destroyed this party. And so at this point, the only segment of Liberty Party that is still intact is the LP USA. The only group that is still united in better coordination is the LP USA. They have not been able to infiltrate the LP USA. So as such, this program, and when we decided to have our summit is annual. Every year we have our annual summit. All right. This time around, Bility try to look for attention. I think he likes attention. All along, we've been posting on Facebook. He will call me chairman. He will inbox me for support. I will decline and back and forth. I was coming back to the US. He inboxed me, can we work together? I said no. But at this point in time, Bility, I realized that he has no grips over LP USA. So for that, sorry to be trouble, Mr. Vasiki Kunin is not a member of Liberty Party. He's not. For me, I call in our normal Liberian term is real job face. To even claim onto himself to be chairman of Liberty Party. The guys, maybe they were not thinking. For two tribal men to be coordinating you from the same tribe, I'm from the same tribe, it don't even work like that in our party. All right.
Chairman Gibson, thanks for the explanation, but let's try to unpack some things here quickly. Help us understand, is Liberty Party USA a registered entity in the United States? Are you guys registered?
Oh, beautiful question. You see, we have what we call Liberty Foundation in 2015 in Delaware. There's a comrade of mine called Funati Kofa. He's a member of our organization. Funati Kofa and us work together. because the issue about registering political parties.
Let's clarify. Is it a deputy
Yeah.
speaker?
No. Yeah, Phonati Collins.
Phonati Collins. He lives in Delaware. Yeah.
Yes, in Delaware.
Yeah,
Phonati Collins.
you
The
said
deputy speaker is
make sure.
the deputy speaker is the former chairman of Liberty Party. Anyway, but this guy I'm talking about is Phonati Collins.
Yeah.
He lives near Delaware, somewhere around here in Delaware, right?
Yeah.
It was one of his auspices as one of the member and leaders in the party that we register what we call the Liberty Foundation Project to support Councillor Bronsky. Those of us who left Liberia, who believe in Councillor Bronsky, group ourselves to support Councillor Bronsky's political aspiration. It was how we created the Liberty Foundation Project. You getting me? So we have been operating under the auspices, the Liberty Foundation Project, Liberty Party members as usual and what have you, for almost 5 years. Not until this guy, Bility, ascended to the chairmanship. When Bility ascended to the chairmanship and I ascended to the chairmanship too, automatically what we did was we went officially, the name Liberty Party USA is trademark. We saw this coming. I've been in student politics all my life. I saw Bility with all the, I'm twisting things.
Chairman Gibson, Chairman Gibson, Chairman Gibson, just quickly, I just want you to help us. Are you registered in the United States? Just 1 or 2 sentences.
Liberty Party USA is trademarked in the USA. The name is trademarked. And number 2, we have tax identification number. Liberty Party USA.
Okay.
All right. If we discussing Liberty Party USA is trademark that no one else can use that name beside us. And number 2, we register Liberty Party USA with how they call it tax
501c3.
It's
not a
cannot be non-profit.
but it's registered with a tax.
The EIN number.
So you have a ENI number. And in what state are you registered?
In the state of Pennsylvania, Liberty Party USA. Yeah.
Okay.
In the state of Pennsylvania.
Are you aware of a Liberty Party USA that is registered in the state of Delaware?
Yes, that's the question that I just wanted to ask.
I saw the letter. I think on Mr. Bility page, and someone sent me the screenshot. I think last month, the 15th or something.
Okay.
They register something called Liberty. It's incorporated. So incorporation. It's a Liberty Party USA Incorporated.
Okay.
It's something different from what we have. Liberty Party USA Incorporated. It was done around last month, I think 15 or something around last month. So it's sinister. You see the motive, somebody trying to get attention, someone trying to divert, the discussion about moving our country forward, and someone trying to claim what we have labored for in the USA. So you see it was registered on the 15th or something last month.
All right, you said earlier that you received a letter that was sent to you or that was forwarded to you by Senator Karnga-Lawrence from Bility. You indicated that basically speaks to this program, asking you not to go ahead with this program. Can you share the contents of that letter with our listening public? Can you discuss the contents with
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny how Bility says in Liberia, he says to us that we should cease and desist from using Liberty Party USA. But according to him, his argument then was Liberty Party USA had EIN number. EIN number, I can sit right in my car right now and generate EIN number. So when I came out with the argument of Bility, this thing is not durable. You can't take the argument anyway. How will you tell us Liberty Party USA? Because Liberty Party, according to you, the new one he created, in April, the new he created in April, was it April or May? At the beginning of May 15th, has an EIN number. Therefore, we should desist. He does not know the function of EIN number. And then I'll pull out to him, our people, our EIN number. So if EIN number is the argument, we too have an EIN number that is older than yours. We too took this organization because we saw you coming. We trademarked the name. So I have the right to sue you. If you in any manufacturing, if you use the name Liberty Party USA, I can sue you for using my trademark name.
So let me ask you a question.
I was going to ask this quick question. So now that is Liberty Party USA and Liberty Party USA Incorporated.
So then you have two different groups there.
No,
Different organizations.
It's not myopic, all right? It's not myopic. They don't understand what you're doing.
I understand that the incorporator will make the lawsuit don't hold. Just the fact that we incorporated there. I mean, I'm just
Guess what, right? He don't know what we are doing in the US. All true from the days of Brunskin, it has been Liberty Party USA.
Yeah.
There is something called the client principle, or agreement. We saw this coming.
Okay.
Principle agreement, right? The client principle agreement, is a United States Justice Department document that Mr. Volcano Shelton, being a politician sitting somewhere, maybe in Africa or any parts of the world, Murphy Gibson can be his agent in America. All right. So to do that, you cannot easily.
Are you with us? I think someone's calling him.
Yeah,
It's probably frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's calling him. People all the time do that,
Yeah, so hang tight there. So when
Yeah.
you look at let me just move into this.
Yeah, but why he's doing that? Go ahead, Volcano.
Yeah, because I was concerned when they trademarked the name with the term incorporated, and now with our man with a legal mind, with it, just that incorporated kind of create a different name, even though it's
Makes it a different organization.
They are different entities now.
Yeah.
One is incorporated and one is USA.
Yeah.
So it's like any of us sitting here and we decide, say, we're gonna have Aja USA, and the other people say Liberian journalists in the Americas, that would be two groups right there.
Yeah.
all right. He's back.
Yeah. So
Go
I'm
ahead.
back, right?
Mhm.
So the funny thing is, the guy does not understand what we're doing in the US. All through from time immemorial, it has been Liberty Party USA. We have never had confusion in our midst. Never have we had such. So there was no need to be running after all kinds of documents because we are just support group. We just support group. Our intent was to support Councilor
So
Brunson.
that brings me to a question. Sorry, Mr. Gibson. I was going to ask this question. Is Liberty Party USA, which is your organization, is it an affiliate of Liberty Party Liberia, or it's a separate entity?
The Liberty Party USA is the legitimate affiliate group with the Liberian political party back home, Liberty Party Liberia.
Who does your organization currently work with in Liberia as the leadership of Liberty Party Liberia?
We work with Senator Nyonblee Karnga-Lawrence, the political leader of the party.
Why are you working with the political leader of the party and not the chairman executive committee of the party?
Oh, no, you see, there has been an issue about constitutionality about what is obtaining like in Liberia, Liberty Party, right? The issue about the submission of the Constitution, the issue about repealing the Constitution, right? If you were to look at the current situation back home, Nyonblee Karnga-Lawrence is the political leader of the Liberty Party. Mr. Bility has been challenged in court by members of the Liberty Party about the constitutionality of his chairmanship. All right. And that issue is still in court. There are members of the Liberty Party who sue Bility and sue the entire party for illegitimately putting Bility in power because the convention that brought Bility to power was illegitimate, was illegal.
But Mr. Gibson, how can you say that even Senator Lawrence attended our convention and a lot of key people in the Liberty Party attended our
Senator
convention?
Lawrence,
So what made the convention illegitimate?
Senator Lawrence attending convention in any way back home in Liberia does not in any way make a convention to be legitimate as per law. What happened back then was there was a special convention called. The former chairman did not end his tenure. The party chair was tenure. He did Zago did not understand you. And he was shocked up and they put him out some kind of way and forced a special convention. That was illegal. Even the setting, when it comes to the configuration of the setting, they could not meet the number that constituted the required quorum that constituted the convention, the special convention. But they still went ahead and managed their way, and it brought Bility. It was predicated upon that. Members of the party took the party to court, and that case is still before the court.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I know you have a program coming up. But let's wrap our head around some of the legal issues you guys are dealing with. Help us understand before this whole crisis, when Senator Nyonblee Karnga, Mr. Bility, the law, and all of the others were working in unison. Did you do business with that group then?
Under my leadership as chairman,
yes,
I have not done business with Bility.
Okay, so before your ascendancy to the leadership, the Liberal Party USA, did the Liberal Party USA do business with when the party was a unified party? Did you guys do business with any of the guys in leadership at the time?
So let me tell you, Mr. Sandy, how we've been working. Over the years, Liberty Party USA has been like a support group to the political leader. Like when Bronsky was alive, peace be to the ashes. Yeah, the party has been like a support group to the political leader. Unlike other political parties, Liberty Party, it was in recent time that Liberty Party was included into the constitution as a segment of the party support group, a faction leg of the party back home, giving us voting right on the executive committee. Or just in recent time that happened. But
so,
in
summary, you're basically telling us that whoever then was the leader or the political leader of the party, it was the person that you guys like a support for that president, right? There was nothing called Liberty Party USA, right? Is that what you're telling us?
The Liberty Party USA in back home, Chairman Zago, Chairman Funati Kofa, all the Chairman Ezra Akinsai, they don't really relate to the diaspora group. It has been the political leader.
Yeah, so like you guys were just supporting the political leader then, right?
Let me just clarify this quick. He said earlier that they were an auxiliary group that came together who were already in Liberia as members of Liberal Party who matriculated here to the US, formed themselves to be a support, maybe financial, to the stand-up bearer.
To the stand-up bearer, whatever the political leader
so at the time, they were not considered a party branch, USA.
Exactly.
They were more like just financially getting themselves together and to do that. But the question I want to quickly ask, Moses asked the question about, whose group you were doing business with. In the first place, since Bility came to the chairmanship, the Krogoji chairmanship you're talking about. Let me say it.
I know the answer.
Yeah, the Krogoji chairmanship. Right? It seems as though it's been chaos from the onset. There has not been anything happening in the party for anyone to do business with, right?
There has not been any stability from the day this man took power. So, Mr. Sandy, to answer your question, who have we been doing business with?
Nobody.
There has been no stability from the day the man took power. The man had an intent, and the intent was to bring down Liberty Party by all costs. Because Liberty Party is the second largest opposition political party in Liberia. He works for George Weah. The intent was to destabilize Liberty Party from the day the man took power. And let me give one scenario. When Bility became chairman, I was in Liberia. Bility went to CEO, where they had the intellectual forum on Kerry Street. And the man condemned the War Crown Court. So my question in the chat room was, is this our new policy? Because all through our history, Councillor Bromsky has been very fixed and firm on implementing the TRC report. When Bility took office, the first thing the man want to see you, the man said he care about War Crown Court. Then I asked the question, and Nyonblee said, you see, Nyonblee told him in that chat room, but you need to be building consultation. You can't be speaking all around like this. You need to understand what we stand for. It undermines the party automatically. In fact, that day, people started writing on Facebook, Liberty Party care less about war crime for anybody.
Yeah.
Imagine that. All right. So from the day this man took power, there has been no stability in Liberty Party. And he does not care about that.
Okay.
Anyone who interest is maybe for peace or for the promotion of the party, at least at some point, will reach at some point to reconcile some of the issues. The issues, if the issues are about policies, we all can sit across the table and reconcile some of the policies and put aside our differences, our egos, and what have you. If the issue is about constitutionality, there are points we can reach to for us who love this baby. All right, so much we cannot allow the baby to die. We can compromise on issues. But Bility is not about peace, nor about political party thing. He infiltrated our system to undermine the entire process. It has been about 2023, and he did it effectively. He has effectively implemented this whole project. The CPP died because of Bility. I can tell you, I've been in discussions where people have told me, Bility friends, I've said, Bility can never support Bwaka. Why in politics? So too many things involved. I get feel for Mr. Kumis, but that's a different topic for another day. But Bility interest in Liberty Party is not about promoting the welfare of the party, supporting the party to come to state power. Instead, he's there with his nasty interest to promote George Weah presidency. In care. Not a day this man has ever called press conference to condemn the unwanted killings in Liberia or the corruption in Liberia. Not a day the FIFA convey are doing anything like that. To stay here and send letter to us in America who have been supporting the party, the records are there. Thousands of dollars passed through our system.
Let's talk a little bit about the division in the party. Let's go to the Constitution, because one of the cases that went to the Supreme Court. You said earlier that a group of you said that the Constitution, that raised an issue about Bility's election not being legitimate. The Supreme Court, and one of the things that Senator Karnga-Lawrence basically went to the Supreme Court about was that the Constitution that was submitted by Mr. Bility as chairman of the party was not legitimate. Well, a ruling was made that by the Supreme Court that 2015 Constitution was the legitimate Constitution of the Liberty Party, which meant that Bility's side won that case. Can you tell us a little bit about that crisis around the Constitution?
Yeah, like I told you, you see, it's quite unfortunate that the people from Bility side keep taking this thing about position and what have you. At no point in time, the issue about the authority of the political leader has never been questioned before any court of justice in Liberia, any jurisdictional court in Liberia, right? At no point in time. But the sad thing is, a lot of people, I'm moving around with this narrative that, oh, well, and Bility control the party, Bility control the party. No, the issue, like you really stated, has been about the Constitution, the submission of the Constitution. The Supreme Court, again, if you read the entire judgment, is about the submission of the Constitution. And the Supreme Court stated clearly that it is not clear in our Constitution about who submits the Constitution next, because it was predicated on that basis, the rule that the Constitution is the legitimate Constitution. But there are other issues, and there are partisan.
Such as.
All right.
You said there are other issues. I
told you about tempering the document. We believe that the man fingered the document. He admitted to fraud. At the Farmington Agreement, this man admitted that portion of the Constitution, he and my friend Martin Kula, they took some of the portion, the political leader authority away. All right. The Constitution prior to this one we're talking about, no one could go to court because Bronsky had it in your pocket. Everything was about Bronsky. I would have, served the party all along. We did not see the Constitution with our eyes. It was between
So
Bronski
is
and
that is the constitution that was fingered by Bility and other people allegedly, according to you, is that
yes,
the constitution that was accepted by the Election Commission and upheld by the Supreme Court?
the constitution that was fingered was the one that was submitted after the Kangaroo Convention in Banga. It was the one that was submitted to NEC. So NEC, the kind of system in Liberia right now. NEC too, when the political leader says she want to see the constitution, because as per our rules, when you preside over the convention, you submit the convention report, the documents. They amended the constitution. There was amendment done.
Chairman Gibson,
Yeah.
look, I think you have an event coming up
Yeah. Okay.
this weekend. From all indications, I'm sure my colleagues will agree with me, is that in Liberia Party you have a political conundrum, an insolvable problem, because you have an elections commission that has already taken a position that is working with Bility. The Supreme Court is working with Bility. I listened to Charlene, the late Councilor Bronskin's daughter. She said, as far as she's concerned, Senator Nyonblee Karnga, unfortunately, her tenure has expired as political leader. So let's leave out of these, legal issues for now. Talk to us about your program for Saturday. Your program which starts tonight. Yeah, what are the plans? How do you guys intend to do this? And what do you intend to do with our money?
So it's beautiful. So last year when we gathered, it was about reimagining Liberty Party. This year is about the future, uniting for the future. All right. Considering where we have come from and understanding the current situation of our party, the crisis from all angles, from everywhere. As the diaspora branch, diaspora base, our intent is to keep being united and prepare for the future. You can take, for example, I am a candidate, all right? With the Musa Bility crisis, everything, really is a blow. It's a blow to our own political future. What can we do as a party, as a support base in the diaspora? We want to mobilize our base, that all is not lost. We can regroup, and this party that was created with the sole intent to take state power and transform Liberia will flourish no matter what. So this weekend, we are uniting. The team is uniting for the future. We expect our partisans from across the U.S., from North Carolina to Tennessee and Houston and everywhere around to come to Philadelphia, to come to Allentown, for us to plan. How do we move forward? What can we do in times like this? How can we solidify our base to prepare ourselves for future political activities? How can we support our current base? Let's say, for example, our base is supporting Joe Bwaka. So what can we do as a party? How do we mobilize resources to ensure that candidates from the Liberty Party succeed back home? That will give us more ample advantage in the future in 2029. As you may be aware, everyone planning for 2029, 2023 is almost over. Real political actors are thinking about what happens in 2029, in the years going forward. So as a party, we have come to think, retrospect, and plan for the future. And by supporting our candidates across the country. And our political leader, Nyonblee Karnga-Lawrence, declare a support for the rescue one, right? The ambassador, Joseph Human Bwaka, we are fully supporting that, decision. And as a party in the diaspora, we will mobilize, unite with the Unity Party, the MDR, and other forces that are prepared to rescue the country. So that's why we're here. We have partisans from UP, MDR.
What are some of the events? What's happening?
Yeah. So what's happening tonight is the meet and greet, and we have not seen one another for almost a year. And tomorrow morning we have this workshop, talking about how do we manage our campaign across the country, and talking about the future of our party, talking about unionism, how our partisans can approach issues in terms of debates and what have you. So from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., we will be discussing series of topics relating to the entire 2023 electoral process. In the evening will be a grand 21st century banquet that will be done, a dinner that will expect all of our friends to come in fellowship and support our fund drive for this 2023 campaign and to prepare our party for the future. So we'll be raising money. The intent of the resources is to support our candidates and so prepare our party for the future. We currently bought a land, want to build our modeling headquarters. Too many things happening. All right. Instead of renting all around the place, paying rent in Guyana, we want to start working our project and what have you. So this weekend is all about Liberty Party. It's all about how do we energize our base? How do we tell the people that Liberty Party is still surviving and there's a need? We come together to support our candidates across the country so that we have representation. Once you don't have representation, you don't have party. Most of the parties are run in bags.
Let's understand this piece here. Alexander Boniface, Emmanuel Hayes says Charlene said on the closing argument, another platform, that Nyonblee Lawrence is no more the political leader party.
So Boniface,
she served with a tenure and it's over now, doing all of these wrangling over the year or two since Bility came to the chairmanship, or was this position a lifetime position? And how does she get changed? Because from what we understand, the father, Mr. Bromskin, was more like the lifetime leader. If you want to say it that way, as soon as he was about to probably he knew he was sick, and he then turned the party over to Nyonblee. He had Charlene there, he turned it to her, but he turned it to Nyonblee. So what is the tenure, or how could she have been removed now that
it's so funny, and it's so funny for Charlene of all people to be saying Nyonblee is now a left-hand leader when her father was more than a lifetime leader. So it's so comical, right? But here's the thing, I spoke to Charlene on Friday. We had a good conversation surrounding our party and what have you. She's a sister. It's just unfortunate that she don't understand Liberty Party. When we were in the trenches with Councilor Charles Bronsky, I reminded her in 2005, in 2009, I was with her father around supporting the long campaign in the senatorial elections. So Charlene was not around. Charlene came around just yesterday in 2017. Charlene don't understand Liberty Party. She has no moral standing to question Senator Karnga about long-term being power and what have you. Then it brings to mind her father, peace be to the arches. He's our leader. He was our leader. All right. He served all through his life from 2005, from the onset when we created Liberty Party. Councilor Bronsky has always been contesting on Liberty Party ticket. So what should we be saying? Was he the left-hand standard bearer? So Charlene has no moral ground when it comes to this. All right. And moreover, the party is not some kind of a kingdom. It's not something you inherit. Imagine when I pay I've been paying due Volcano since I came to the country. If I tell you how much I'll spend behind this party, even today, the amount of money we have spent behind this party, from one electoral cycle to another, Charlene was not around. All right. Why Charlene brothers are not talking about politics, about party? Why they're not claiming ownership? Why did her brother never attend her program and her announcement about what have you in Bassa? Charlene has no standing to be talking Liberty Party or claiming no standard bearer position, what have you. She and Nyonblee are not peers in Bassa. She knows that. And the people should be true to themselves. She knows that. In Bassa, I've been in Bassa. I follow the Bassa politics. They're not peers. And I don't know what has come over her with this Bility thing, because Bility, go back to the video, what her father said. Bility could not fight Councilor Bronsky. Like I told you guys, Councilor Bronsky constitution, only he had it. No one else did. So it's for me. You seen it?
You
So
know,
when Bility,
you know
when
what?
Bility,
No, Mr. Chairman, I beg you, please don't kill me here with laughter. So everything was exclusively
Oh yeah,
Mr.
Councilor
Bronsky.
because listen, the man knew he was a legal man. He knew
yes,
that in constitution or the common man
he
ability.
knew when to put it up.
The man saw ability treachery from the beginning.
Yeah,
How treacherous ability was. So
exactly.
he was being careful.
So the man preserved his constitution.
The man had a thing in a closet. Oh.
Exactly.
In
Under
a
no
sense,
condition,
in a
anyone
sense,
could fight Bronsky. Because you remember Conway, Bility, Benson V. Imagine Bronsky was in London when they tried to take the main party. He
Mm.
came by the ran away straight. Because the man had a constitution, only he could see what in the document. That is why Bility coerced Delone and told him to take some of the power of the political leader. And Nyonblee in good faith in the 21st century. You
decided
can be political leader, you can sack, you can sack the chairman, you can dismiss anyone anytime. That's the kind of constitution Bronsky had. He could dismiss anybody anytime, any day. When he sleeps and get it, say, I don't want you, Volcano, he want you. You go. So Nyonblee in her own good faith decided to withdraw some of her power.
So
And-
Mr. Chairman,
Mhm.
and quickly for our audience, are you implying that the late Councillor Bronsky was a dictator?
I know that's the question you're going to jump to.
I knew it.
Do you want to discuss the late councilor?
But guess
No,
what?
I mean,
I don't
it's
wanna
important
discuss-
because that man would just wake up in the morning and say, Moses, send it the way you
You
look
fire.
today. I don't think you can be Secretary General. Then something was not right.
But
Yeah.
he could decide. But guess what? You know, Ben Savi
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
acting political leader, right? It was
Yeah.
Bronsky that could decide who becomes political leader. But not through election. Don't have election. So it goes back to my sister Charlene about the issue about longevity in the party, dictatorship, and the empower for long. It goes back to her. She need to be answering, how come our dear father, peace be to the arches, served as standard bearer for the party all through his life. She need to be asking how come Mr. Ben Savi became chairman. Or she need to be asking all those small questions. Because for us at this point, your Bility brought confusion in the party. How can you go to convention? All right. How can you go to convention? So he said, Nyonblee tenure expired. So Bility tenure, Bility was completing someone tenure. It expired a long time. You want to discuss tenure? It has expired. Bility should not be doing what he's doing. Because he came to complete Zago's tenure. It expired. And if you say Nyonblee tenure expired, equal to Bility tenure expired. How do you go to Congress? How do you go to Congress? No one
But they
to
said
Congress.
didn't they say they had a convention recently in Banga where in fact the whole position of political leader was removed. There's no more political leader. But basically they had a convention recently in Banga around the same time that they endorsed Mr. Cummings to represent the CPP, correct?
Those people kangaroo convention. The ability can cause the convention. You know how many members of the party, leaders of the party are not. Bility had never had any executive committee meeting before, no meetings, nothing. That's the kind of way he wants to operate because there's a sinister motive. And like I said, I'll tell you guys, man, Bility is not a good guy. You know, it brings pity to my heart. You come to a political institution, there are people who've been laboring, all right? And we only in politics, I tell people the reward is on earth, it's not in heaven. The man comes to our organization, he brings it down to the septic tank, all right, at the bottom of nothing. And you expect people who have labored over the years with the intent that in 2023, the party can gain some political power. You destroy all. It's only about ability.
Quickly open the line here because a few people may want to engage you. Let's give them the opportunity. The number to call 404-272-2808. 404-272-2808. The number is now posted to the screen. So I'm hoping that a few of you will want to probably engage the Chairman USA. He kind of lost signal, so let's see if he'll be right back. But in the meantime, Moses, I think there's a lot of stuff here unearthing,
a lot
as you look at the conversation here tonight. little did we know that the Constitution was being kept in a vault, and only one man knew. So because and Councillor Bromskin wrote his own constitution, and one man. I'm trying to figure out how this constitution came about. Did he just sit there and write his constitution and say, "I'll hold on to it"?
Well, it is Volcano. It is often said that don't say evil of the dead, but some of the revelation we're getting here tonight just not healthy. Not healthy for what was happening. Because the late counselor, he was a lawyer. He knew exactly what he wanted, and so he manipulated, the system to have his will. Because from here, I heard him say he handpicked Ben Sanvi, your chair, or Nyonblee, your political leader. So what's the process? How do you get? How does somebody get promoted from one level to another in the party?
But
Mr.
Charlene,
Chairman, yeah.
Charlene said, I think I was listening to her on Class Reloaded. No, not Class Reloaded. How do you call it? The closing show. Closing argument. Closing argument. All right. Charlene, I know she's not a politician, but I paid her condition. Charlene had the audacity to say her father wanted someone from Bassa Orange and Bassa Connection. So that he handpicked Nyonblee. Imagine to say that thing on a public show.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that how you run political party? All right, so she's doing injustice to the old man. And the income in the public and say, oh, her father, when you were leaving and blah 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 in Lofa, that he brought Nyonblee because he wanted someone from Bassa. Is a party or Bassa party?
No.
So it goes back to how her father. We should not be going to that. And honestly, for her to be here, she just joined this party, just got involved. And maybe there was something under their sleeves. For her to even be saying all of this thing about Nyonblee, I really think when she got involved in politics, she should have gone to her big sister for them to sit together and work together.
So someone is saying at Louis page. I don't know if you know that person. Is saying here you should be reminded that what you guys are here is considered the Liberty Party Foundation. Is that what it's called?
Is that true?
What's the name? Call the name. Say what you Lisa.
No, Louis
page.
Murphy must state they are registered as Liberty Party Foundation.
But I think the person, I want to know maybe should out of you some of the guys from the ability from Mandingo Connection or something, because I stated the thing here, right? I said when we started this thing, we had Liberty Foundation Project.
Yeah, he said.
All right, I said it. We had Liberty Foundation Project. Musa don't have any interest in Liberty Party USA. Like just to go after Nyonblee Karnga. When Nyonblee posted on her page, Liberty Party USA, I come. Then he decided, I think maybe the guy got something personal or whatever. It's just about Nyonblee. But why he can't come after me? I'm the chairman. He said he will sue Nyonblee. Nyonblee not live in America. I live in America and organizing the program. But I mean, don't run after us to say you'll sue me. Okay, I'm having this program as Liberty Party USA. Can't take me to court. He don't want to take me to court. They all behind Nyonblee. How can you sue Nyonblee when we having our program? Nyonblee just an invited guest.
Are you having this program as Liberty Foundation or as Liberty Party USA?
Liberty Party USA.
I think that was.
We have an EIN number. All right, and the name is trademark. Okay. Liberty Party USA is trademark. You can take me anywhere. Because I know Musa, I'm smarter than Musa games. He did that to Delone in Liberia. Again, we're here. When we realized that Musa had sinister intent with no interest in Liberty Party USA, when he became chairman, he did not reach out to us at all. But because Nyonblee is coming to America, and then he wants to know what happened. Let me tell you one thing.
All right. So I got a caller here from Delaware, 5020. The caller from Delaware, 5020. Good evening. Your name?
Mojo, how you guys doing?
Well, good. Your name?
My name is Prince Barbosa, calling from Dover, Delaware.
All right. You following the discussion? What's your contribution?
It's just a question that I do have for your guest in studio.
Okay, Mr. Gibson.
Yeah. I just want to know whether Senator Lawrence Kanka, whether she will be a lifetime chairman like the former chairman. That's what I want to know.
Okay. The question here, Murphy, if you didn't hear him, is
I heard him clear.
okay.
Is
Go
it like the former chairman? So who former chairman talking about?
No, he meant to say the old man. That's why.
Yeah, the late
Oh.
Councilor Brownskine. Yeah.
I don't think our political leader will even think about becoming lifetime still a lifetime political leader of the party. No, like I said, the party since Bromsky era, when Bromsky handpicked Nyonblee and turned over everything to her, and the Kangaroo Convention that took place in Bon County, it did not answer the question about standard bearer or political leader. The Kangaroo Convention that brought Bility to power was only about the chairmanship. Like I said, Steve Zago, some of the guys in the party felt that Steve Zago was not up to the task. So there was like Musa Bility like bought his way through from the party leadership, trying to act like he's more, he working for the party, doing things. So I said, but we need to move forward. So they go to a convention. You can't get rid of the chairman without a convention. So they went to a convention and they brought Musa. The convention they went to did not answer the question about political leader. So in the future, if we go to a convention, we'll be discussing the political leader tenure. The political leader has to go for re-election. If she decides to do that, it's up to her. But she's not a lifetime. But the party has not been to any official legitimate convention.
The party is not even really functioning at
Exactly.
It's being marred with a lot of infighting and chaos.
From the Musa Bility man, yeah, because of Musa Bility, yeah.
But let's move away. I was going to say let's move away, but just before that, 8 o'clock, 8:03 here in the US, on the East Coast, was here with our 158th edition of our broadcast here, the Issues Room, the alternative social media platform on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to continue to share the link, invite someone. Ambassador Murphy Gibson, a senatorial aspirant from Birmingham County, is our guest here tonight. He also serves as chairman of the Liberty Party USA. And there is a program currently ongoing, the meet and greet tonight, but they are gathering in Allentown, Pennsylvania, to hold a meeting program that will generate funds to continue the party's quest to national leadership. In the meantime, Moses Sandy, Alphonso, we're here on Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We encourage you to be a part of this platform, continue to be a viewer. We want to grow our viewership. We ask you to share the link, invite someone. I see a few new people here. Let me just acknowledge them for taking the time to be here with us. Gretchen Kennedy, we say good evening, welcome, of course. Flomo Livingstone, as usual. Thomas Awaji, Manasumo, we say thank you for joining us. Raymond Clark, good to see you this evening. Eloise Page, seemed to be your first time here. Come back again. Alexander Hayes, it's good to see you. Melvina Wallace, also good to see you here. Come back. Martin W. Brown, it's good to see you. I was thinking of Martin M. Brown, our man Nangwei, the famous broadcast journalist. When I saw the name, I kind of touched. I said, "Oh, my man, be here tonight." But that's a Martin W. Brown. Virgin Moyu, Priscilla Myers, and S. Nefor, Edward Nefor, we say welcome to the show. We're going to take another 15 minutes with the senatorial candidate just to talk about his bid, and then we'll move on to the next segment, which is the outgoing American ambassador Michael McCarthy, who just had a briefing the other day admonishing those signatories to the Farmington Agreement to pay heed. Gentlemen, any one of you want to go to engage the aspirant, the senatorial aspirant, preparation, where he's at? Is he as Liberty Party candidate, or are he going to go solo? What's the deal? Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I have a two-pronged question here. So the first part of the question is, did Senator Karnga-Lawrence in giving her support to the Unity Party, negotiate any positions, any slots, any legislative slots or positions in government with the Unity Party? That's the first part of the question, and then the second part of the question is what Volcano alluded to, which is you are a candidate for the Senate, but it's the party leadership that submits the list of candidates to the Elections Commission. So how do you intend, if Musa Bility, who's recognized chairman of the party, refuses to submit your name as a Liberty Party candidate to the Elections Commission, how do you intend to run for Senate?
And about Mr. Alphonso, the first thing, your first question in terms of the Nyonblee Karnga, whether there was any arrangement. We are currently in an arrangement with the Unity Party and the MDR that are called the Unity Alliance. The Unity Alliance. So it's an alliance. Obviously, when people go to an alliance, you know that there are other give and take and what have you. When it comes to legislative slots, we have people from our end contesting on the alliance ticket.
So let me hold you
there. A rescue.
So I like that. That's a beautiful name. So like the Grand Coalition for Democratic Change, it's no longer going to be Unity Party. It's going to be the Unity Alliance.
Unity Alliance.
I'm coming. I want to understand it, and I want the viewers to understand. Bringing the LP branch of Nyonblee Karnga, the MDR, the Unity Party, and maybe some other people will come. Maybe I'll bring my own there too, and then we all can be the Unity Alliance.
Therefore, Amos might join.
So is that the name that we're gonna go if we win? Meaning, when I say we, meaning the Unity Alliance, that's the name. And I don't want people to say we. Part of it, I just said we. Meaning.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So here's the thing, right? When it comes to the documentation on NEC, because of the time and the different issues that really kept us back in terms of announcing the VP thing. So it took a long time, right? So the Unity Alliance is an alliance agreement between us. And you're getting me? It's an alliance between us, constituent parties that are working with, that are supporting Joe Boakai, that have endorsed Boakai candidacy. It's an alliance between us. It's not official with NEC. So take, for example, Murphy Gibson as a candidate. If I'm contesting on an alliance ticket, I'll be contesting as Unity Party candidate. But in our minds, behind the back door, within our mutual agreement, we have an alliance. Because of the time process, we're not going to convention without Unity Alliance and all the different political activities. So we did it behind closed door, and candidates will be going on a Unity Party ticket. Yes. So that's the first thing, Mr. Alphonso. And the next thing you asked about what again?
So
that he is supposed to be, you were supposed to be presented by Musa Bility.
Oh, forget Bility, man. Bility and behind me.
Will you be running as a Unity Party candidate, or are you still running, or will you be running at Unity
Party?
Now, I think he just explained that.
Yeah, I just explained that. But right now, right, even though Bility he has a kinsman as LP Unity chairman, if I call Bility right and say, "Oh, I want to contest," they will be happy, or it will be so happy that a faction, one of the leaders in the diaspora, and will be joining a camp to legitimize them. But on no condition, our Murphy Gibson will go to Bility and ask him for paper to go contest. It's off the discussion. Yeah, so we have an alliance.
So so that means you're not registered yet with NEC, but you will go through the Unity Alliance.
We'll go on the other side, but now with that Bility crap, no opposition. Okay. Yeah.
So let's talk about your bid for this position. How prepared are you? You're talking about Alex Tyler. You're talking about Maurice Etuma. Not that they're the best characters coming from the county, but they've been there. They've been around the politicings of bombing. Young men like you. How much clout you have? Where the support coming from? How grassroots are you to hoist those two powerhouses? Let's put it that way. Then I know Moses has a question, but I was just concerned.
You see, Volcano and the rest of our listening audience, the people of Bomi have come a long way. All right.
And I'm I'm gonna give you a solo drive so you can talk to the people of
Yeah,
Bowman.
I will come. Yeah, I will come another time. It's just I gotta run.
This is it. This is it. You look in the camera now. You buy
Mhm.
yourself.
And talk to the people.
Talk to the people.
Okay. Oh, now you talking. So to the people of Bomi, all right, Volcano and the rest of the team, Bomi County has come a long way. All right, our people can no longer say kumbaya to Talo, say kumbaya to Mr. Setuma. Look at the county. You don't need a rocket scientist to let you know that the guys you're talking about on the discussion have failed dismally. Tala was speaker for 9.5 years. I had to put clinic in his district. So what we're talking about, Mr. Shelton, is about the forward march of the county. The people are not prepared to go backwards. What Tala want? Tala in this process for himself, personal aggrandizement. As a young man, I'm in the process for the future of our country and to make sure that the young people can have a say in bombing. And not only that, to leave a legacy. Talo, Setuma, is in it for their own glory. Murphy Gibson is in this process for the people of Bomi to ensure that Bomi becomes a county where it can compete with nearby other counties in Liberia. I'll say this, right? It's not a big name Bomi. It's not a big name Bomi. The people, what we're doing, we engaging our people. It's a grassroots process. I have been around Volcano. I have committed the rest of my youthfulness to Bomi County from 2003 when it comes to disarmament, all right, encouraging young people to drop their arms, education, create a foundation, sponsoring thousands of young kids to go to school, went to the university, represented Bomi County there, provided opportunity for young Bomi students to go to school, came to America, reorganized the Bomi Citizens Association to ensure that we support our people back home. Volcano, if I was in America looking at my grassroots credential, there'll be no issue. I've served this country. Or if you were to compare me, put us on the same pedestal, me and Tyler and Mr. Setuma, they have never served for me. At the age of 50, or Setuma is at the age of 74. This is making 74. 74 years old, right?
Well, let me go. Let me go.
This is going to make 74. Setuma promised to support me. He endorsed me. Oh, later on, he said, oh, the president said he should contest. As if we are owns Bomi. But it is what it is. The people of Bomi will have that say. All right, we're going back to our people. Next month, I'll be back again in the county and moving around, completing my registration, everything. We're in this process. We're in the process. It's about the destiny of our country, and the Bomi people will make that decision. It's up to them and their children. We have come to provide an alternative leadership, and that is why we're involved. They've been crying all the years. In Bomi, even have certain people who can contest. When I tell her that when I divine and Maurice Setuma, they did Baba Lasana and my man Sandra Johnson. All right, for the Senate race. There are five gentlemen. They always contesting. So they say, oh, we don't have alternative. I'm in a race as an option to the people. It's up to them and their children. We have served Bomi more than any candidate in this race. I have given my all. If I was taking my money, investing in myself, but it's not me. I am a servant leader, all right? The people of Bomi in the diaspora can attest to it. Like I told you, I built clinic in Tala home, where Tala represented for 12 years. Look at where Tala built his mansion. All right, look at where I built my own house. All right, so it has to do with passion for public service, passion for your people. And that's the spirit we bring to leadership. When we have any opportunity, the least opportunity I have to serve, I'll do it to the rest of my ability. Come to Allentown on tomorrow and see how the program will be like with all of the discussions coming from Mr. Bility in Liberia. Come and see how we're going to gather people from all walks of life, all right, to support our party. That is why we bring the leadership, servant leadership. We will have the strength to mobilize our people, and we will keep doing this. The process in Bomi is not over. It's a process that's continuous. We will keep engaging our people, and you can trust me. We will definitely get there. We'll definitely behind me. Why there was an offer that they made to me, 100,000 offer to leave the race. Like I said to the people, I'm not in it for money. I don't have money. I'm not rich. I'm broke. All right, I'm making my hustle happen, right? But guess what? Is there about money? No. It's not about money. Our being in this process is not about money. It's about how we can represent that boy in Biogona, that girl in Bethany who don't have any hope. You know how many schools I've helped to re-roof and help in Morris tomorrow beating here. Go and see. We'll come and talk about Bomi. I'll find a time anytime this week and come talk about what's happening in Bomi and share some pictorials about what's happening in Bomi. When those guys who have been in power all along.
Moses, let's just take one question from both.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, let me.
Coming on, so we can let
okay.
and go to the next segment. Okay.
Okay.
One question.
Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, quickly, there are three cardinal functions of a lawmaker: representation, lawmaking, and oversight. As a young man going to the Senate, how do you intend to execute these three cardinal responsibilities? What are your ideas for doing that?
You see, Honorable Cindy, I'm a student. I did not come to the process as a kangaroo, or my friend say, one amateur man. My first degree is in political science with emphasis international relations, right? I have been a grassroots leader for all my life. National student leader president in Liberia, and what have you. When it comes to representation, that has been, when it comes to advocacy, we got involved in this process to advocate, to build networks, and expose our people, the young people, to change. That a lifestyle, is a lifestyle to live in Liberia. There are options out there. They can live a better life than what is happening right now. People get so fixed with the environment, and feel that everything is okay. Even in blindness, in the dark, they feel that it's okay. That is the kind of a way in which our politicians over the years, have portrayed life to be to our young people. We want to say, no, I brought few Bomi people to the US. So there's somebody in school, somebody have opportunities to see and helping their families. All right. So when it comes to representation, you can rest assured that this is what we've been doing, advocating for people. We're going to represent our people when, effectively. When it comes to oversight, and that is what we talk about corruption, we talk about abuse of power, waste, and what have you. Our role will be to ensure that Bomi had 2.9 million, right? Let me tell you how people divided money. 2.9 million. When all the health sector in Bomi down, they gave the entire health sector 150,000. All the commissioners took 5,000 back. The superintendent took 75,000. And this is the corporate social development funds from Western Cluster, 2.9 million, right? 2.9 million, 150,000 allocated to the entire health sector in Bomi. And each commissioner in the county used 5,000 US back. We don't want to appoint the commissioners. Open, we appointed them. He should be given a car, right? Then the superintendent took 75,000 back. And then, thank God to Honorable Snow, when they gave a registration 10,000, and I called him, we talked. As a big brother, he said, oh, Murphy, thank you. And he turned the money, he gave the money back to the county. All right. Imagine the needs in the county. I've gone on the campaign trail and people falling off. I have to abandon my campaign and use my vehicle to take people to the hospital. When you get to the hospital, if you don't have $10,000 to buy fuel for ambulance, you're not going anywhere. You will die where Abba open. All right. In Bomi County, where Mr. Tala is from, where Maurice Satuma, who has been in government since 1974, is from. All right. There are too many things. We'll open up on Bomi. Next time we'll have the opportunity to appear on the show. I want to say thanks to all of you in the issue room. It's so fascinating. And thank God we came. We're going to be sharing, this post and what have you, from issue room to ensure that we can have more audience and what have you, and more viewers to watch and kind of informative and the discussion, you guys. Very mature, very organized, and independent. And I love this. And hopefully that we can come again to talk about Bomi County this time around. It wouldn't be Liberty Party with Mr. Bility, Mandigo Brothers. Yo, sorry. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, man. I hope to be back. Volcano, I'm open anytime. I think it'll be a good thing to talk more about Bomi County and talk more about the local process.
Yeah, you will talk about what we'll do. We'll talk about your Bomi County Association. Yeah, and its involved.
Yeah.
Good.
and stuff like that. So yes,
Good,
so
good,
we're
good,
planning
good.
for that. But thank you for availing yourself. We appreciate your time with us. Go enjoy yourself.
Bien, enjoy.
Tell the political leader and the rescue team chair lady
Mhm.
and the issues rooms
That's
here.
the mother. Yeah.
Yeah, the mother of the issue, the rescue mother. Yeah.
Mother, okay, the rescue mother.
That's the rescue mother. Yeah.
She can't come. She can't come. I guess.
All
Right.
right.
That's why
Yeah, we gotta
Volcano
arrange
is saying.
something. Yeah, we gotta arrange something. Moses know how to get in touch with Nyonblee, so hopefully we'll get her. But Moses, we spent some time on this, so let's move now to our next segment. We're running out of time. The American ambassador, you want to just give us an update, maybe a meaning, and
do you have the video? But if you don't have the video, I can.
I'm all set. I just said a synopsis. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the synopsis I can roll.
But the video is very short, so you can just roll it. Then we can discuss the various angles.
Okay, so let's go
to
the video.
I expect all parties to avoid a repeat of the nonsense that we saw 2 weeks ago with the interruption of church services. The political disruption was completely unacceptable. And to the political leaders, let us say this: if your signature means anything, we depend on your honor to uphold those high standards invoked in the Declaration. So, starting from this very moment forward, come on, guys. You signed it. Now it's time to uphold it. The true test of this commitment will be the execution of a free, fair, transparent, and peaceful election process. So again, this begins right now. It doesn't begin 2 weeks before the election or whatever. Over the next 19 weeks. Free, fair, transparent, and peaceful. I urge media institutions and integrity organizations to keep politicians of all parties accountable to their important declaration commitments, rather than simply reporting on the horse race and who's ahead and what's, ask politicians the tough questions about their platforms and their records. Shed light on party inconsistencies and remind the public what they stand to gain or lose in the lead up to October. It's not easy, but your efforts to hold politicians and government officials accountable are critical to upholding Liberia's democracy, and I salute you for it. Like many Liberians, including the Minister of Justice, I was saddened to see the acquittal of suspects in both a recent human trafficking case and in the $100 million cocaine trafficking case. While I hesitate to second guess any jury, and I fully admit that I am not privy to all the details of the prosecutions and the defenses, I hope that these acquittals do not send a signal of weakness of enforcement to international criminal cartels. From an outsider's perspective, it's alarming that these convictions could not be obtained in Liberia, even when the evidence seems so overwhelming. I'm also worried about what these developments portend for Liberia's justice sector, which the United States government has supported with many millions of dollars over the years in capacity development. All that said, today.
All right, I guess we kind of got lost there from that, but Moses, I was jotting down some key points. Let me just throw it there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. I think that's okay. Yeah. He said everything. Yeah.
So what I wanted to quickly point out, he talked about the parties stopping the nonsense, halting. In fact, he used the word halt the nonsense. if the signatures mean anything, it should be now, and it's not 2 weeks before the elections, because to ensure free and fair democratic elections, the process begins now. And the media and civil society have a major part to play in holding these politicians and the political institutions accountable. He also says that the media should not just go ahead and start to discuss who's leading, who's in the lead. He mentioned it metaphorically like the horse race, the Kentucky Derby. you know, it said the CDC in the lead. It said the what's it called now? The Unity Alliance. Unity Alliance in the lead, and the collaborating political party in the lead. He doesn't want that. But then what was striking, he even sides with the justice minister on how flabbergasted they were with regards to the acquittal of these people who brought in drugs and human trafficking, and how it portrays our justice system to be compromised. And what is regrettable here is that the United States government has spent millions and millions of dollars to equip and strengthen our judicial system. And so that in itself does not augur well for the justice image in the world, but it also sends a signal to the cartel accordingly that you can get away with anything in Liberia. And this should be shameful, when you come to think about the third branch of government. And I think that sums it up. But let's start with Alphonso, since he comes from the legal mind, and then we'll come to you, Moses. Alphonso.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Volcano. First of all, you pick up all of the key points in that statement plus more. Credibility. If your signature means anything, if you're credible, then you should implement these things. So basically, he's challenging the credibility of these people. I remember when we discussed a while ago the Farmington document or Farmington Declaration. One of the things we said, it mean anything, or is it just a piece of paper that they're signing to just create out there that somehow they're committed to some process? It's not sufficient to sign a piece of paper. What's more important is the implementation of that piece of paper. And we haven't even gone far, and they're already not implementing. As a matter of fact, I believe Goodrich came up and said that he was attacked immediately after they signed the document by President Weah. Even though I don't, take that as seriously, but that's the beginning of these kinds of things. And then, of course, we see the attack on Mr. Johnson's church, which was all indications abhorrent. The fact of the matter is, the thing that needs to happen in Liberia is implementation of these laws and of these things. And that's where we continue to fail miserably. And that's where this government has failed miserably. The people who went disrupted the church service, their faces were open and clear. They were saying names. They're on video. They're celebrating. Has any one of them been arrested? No. Has the Election Commission said anything? These people were wearing berets and uniforms of political parties when they carried on the act. That's election violence. That's intimidation. Has the Election Commission said anything? Has the Justice Ministry said anything? No. That's a big, big, big problem and red flag. We started this show with Moses talking about the political violence in Senegal. We're not very far from that political violence and intimidation happening in Liberia. That's the first thing. The ambassador talked about election process. Election is not election day. It's not voting. It's an entire process, from political party registration to voter registration to everything along the way, to people being able to gather. And when these acts of violence begin to happen, that's a form of intimidation. It makes people to withdraw from the process, to say the people they're not serious. They don't mean business. They just sign that document. It's nothing. I'm not going to be bothered with them. So people withdraw from the process. And when people withdraw from the process, it becomes dangerous for democracy, because democracy is about, the will and voice of the people. And I don't want to take all of the time, but real quickly, he talked about the cocaine case, $100 million cocaine case, when all of the evidence was there. I think when he mentioned the justice minister saying I was on the side of the justice minister, I think it was being cynical. Just making saying, well, you were prosecuting this case, Mr. Justice Minister. The government was prosecuting this case. All of the evidence were available. You still failed to get a conviction. And now you're saying you are outraged. So it's all cynical. Of course, we know there's a history of bribing jurors in Liberia and all of that. But I think if you look at the case and you listen to other legal minds in Liberia, the Ministry of Justice, the prosecutors did not do a good job. Who knows? Were they bribed? We don't know. But, that's it. And then, of course, the human trafficking, all of that. So it's a very serious issue. And I'm sorry to have been very long-winded.
Oh, no. There are other
No,
components.
I mean, there are
mean,
issues that you talk
Yeah.
about.
So,
Yeah. So, from my angle, this is what I would like to say first. I'm one of the admirers of Ambassador McCarthy, but this time around, the only problem I have with him is he came across as being very authoritative, and he was talking to leaders of a sovereign country. He referred to the situation at Senator Johnson's church as a nonsense. Yes, Liberia and America have a long-standing relationship, but the political leadership of Liberia,
well, where I had the night because you come
yeah,
yeah.
Liberia and America, and let me say this: Liberia and America have long-standing political relationship. But the ambassador must understand that he was talking to
I'll put it high in the
leaders.
mail for the man.
Yeah. He was talking to leaders of a sovereign country.
Hold on.
He could have,
Ram Snodder, please, the man here, the man Moses Sandy here, he very hard to never. He's starting something.
Yeah.
So Alphonso,
So what I was saying is that the ambassador, like any other president, had a right to condemn, because what happened at that church was, reprehensible. We all condemn it.
It was not a
But the way he conveys message, he came across as authoritative, and he was like talking to his kids. I can tell my 12-year-old that's a nonsense. Now you need to have a seat. And now she knows her dad is speaking. And that's how the ambassador came across. I think he came across as offensive.
Okay.
He could have been more diplomatic to say, hey, when you met in April, you made a declaration committing to upholding the rule of law, minimizing political violence. What happened at Senator Johnson's church was inappropriate. Then people will see that he's talking to what? Leaders. But to tell the people that's nonsense, the people may choose to listen to you or not to. Mr. Ambassador, you have been disrespectful to our political leaders.
Okay.
Our leaders are not answerable to you as an ambassador. Out of courtesy. Yes, it is true that America finances most of the things in Liberia, but the ambassador should know that he was talking to leaders of a sovereign country. We're not looking for a colonial. The days of colonialism are over. He was being disrespectful.
All right, Moses. So let me come from a different angle here.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Let me take my moment here. One of the things I'll say this. You have always said that when you cannot feed your family, You go to work, you don't put your money to where it belongs, and then your wife calling me, oh V, I'm begging you, the issue routine here, Moses not all the money is spoiled. But please can help me here so we can pay the mortgage or help do this.
Yeah.
And if I keep paying the mortgage for your house, at some point you're no longer the man. You yourself have made that analogy, right?
I agree.
Here we go here. Liberia is a sovereign nation, granted. But until you carry yourself as a sovereign nation, until you can be responsible, when you said the man was talking to the leaders scoop to a lower level. Because if Joel Howard Taylor, as was named as one of the people who concocted the whole, stuff, then what makes her a leader if her signature or if her boss's signature was affixed to an agreement that held everyone accountable to ensure that the democratic process remain on course and is peaceful? That bunch of guys will go to another a political leader, because Prince Johnson is no ordinary politician in Liberia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And go to disturb his worship service and all of that. And you don't call that a nonsense? It is a nonsense because of what happened. You could see the potential of what could have taken place, and it could have led to destruction of property, death. Because we hear that the police came, but they stopped in ERBC compound. They never even reached the site to control the situation. It could have exacerbated and it could have gone out of hand. So to kind of disagree with you in the context of the presentation, there's no better way to say it when people who are in leadership continue to act like kids, continue to act don't care, continue to act carefree. No condemnation yet. Nothing has been done, according to Alphonso. No arrest, none of these things. And the ambassador sometimes the ambassador or our foreign diplomats wait to see what action the government would take to support the action in the positive way. And the lackadaisical action of this government to always look at these potential national crises, even though if they didn't brew to the point that deaths will come from it, property destruction, yet it creates a bad image. Foreign embassies wait to see what action the government would take. Unfortunately, nothing has been done. Coupled with what the ambassador says with regards to the drug case, how possible with all the evidence? So he's just lamenting some of the things, bringing to light some of the things, and I don't know how better way should he call. The guy was even casual. He was casual.
Volcano, another cut you off, sir. What I would like to say is that in English, there's what we call euphemism, the less offensive words. You're criticizing, but you're saying it in a more polite, in a way that you and someone will not get into a boxing ring. And the ambassador came across like he was talking to his children. Besides this ambassador, don't get me wrong, I do not sanction what happened at Senator Johnson's residence. All I'm simply saying, he had a right to condemn, but he should have been more euphemistic, respectful. We condemn what happened. There need to be some action taken to correct this problem. But you don't tell the president of Liberia that's nonsense. You don't tell the vice president of Liberia that's nonsense. Yes, it is true. You're providing monetary support.
But Moses,
you're providing all this assistance.
But listen.
But what I'm saying,
the man said the act was nonsense.
No, he said that's what I'm saying. Volcano, let me take this at a family level. You my friend and brother.
You coming
right?
to the family level.
Yeah. Let me make this more simplistic. Yeah. Okay. You my friend and brother. You helping me. Every time I call you, you help me. You send money to pay the rent. I take the money, I go to the casino, I gamble the money. And my wife calls you. You say, okay, you know what? Let's schedule a meeting. Let's have a family meeting. We're somewhere in my living room. I'm sitting there with my kids and my wife. She explained, oh, Moses, I take the money, go to the casino. He doesn't buy food, and we're having all these challenges. Volcano, you will not sit in the presence of my wife and kids and shame me.
Why
You say,
not?
Moses, listen, let me complete my thought.
Yeah.
You will say, Moses, look.
No. You're not gonna tell me.
No. I'm saying that is how it happens in
Okay.
civilized environment.
Okay.
That's
so-
how it happened.
all right.
You said Moses.
Oh, you also.
You said Moses. Look, what is going on? It seems to be creating problem for the family, and the
It seems to be
implications.
already problem, Moses.
And the implication, my man, you're being euphemistic. You don't want to put me down in front of my wife.
But yeah, wife
you
already knows the situation. That's why she brought it to me.
I'm saying,
and
you don't
as
want to
Thomas, I will-
disrespect. Yeah, you don't want to disrespect me in front of my wife, because
Well,
when that happens, my
Uh-huh.
authority would have been taken away.
But you,
The
but
degree of
yeah,
respect my kids will
yeah.
have for me would have been taken away.
You
So
told-
yeah, John, man, you guys will talk. You will say, Moses, I think there's a better way of doing this. You can do this, you can do that, but I think you need to make some changes. Look at your kids. Look at this. But you're not going to tell me, Moses, going to the casino is nonsense. This is harmful.
it is nonsense, Moses.
Even though
You
you and I
I'm
agree.
not going to be euphemistic here, Moses. Moses, you can't come and try to make this thing seem,
Volcano,
Yeah, but let
you know,
Alphonso-
the
So
ambassador
Moses,
was
yes,
being inflammatory.
No, let me hear-
He was inflammatory.
no, let me hear from Alfonso quick.
He
the,
was
the point here,
inflammatory.
Moses, and
Yes.
I will really piggyback on what Thomas Awaji has said to
Yeah.
begin to begin my statement
And
here.
I reposted that
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
tired.
The ambassador was referring to a failed leadership. Moses, this is not the first time that this has happened. And this is not the first time that ambassador has spoken and spoken euphemistically. All right. We agree.
He was not
Nobody
being
should go.
euphemistic.
No, I
He came
said,
across as inflammatory.
yeah, okay. You said he should have been euphemistic. You
Yes.
say it's inflammatory. I
Mhm.
disagree on both phrases here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What is leadership? What is leadership? You said they are our leaders. Are they behaving as leaders? That's the first thing. Leadership is your action. It's what you do. You don't undermine your country and your people and the peace and steal all their money and do everything and cause violence in the country. And you say, I'm leader. What is sovereignty? What is sovereignty? You can't even feed your own people in your country. And the US government has to come and put medicine in your clinics and your hospitals. And you say you're sovereign? You're sovereign to do what? To suffer your people? To enslave your own people? What is sovereignty? The word is a committee of nations. So we come together.
Absolutely.
If
I
there's
agree.
trouble in one country, that trouble impacts other countries.
Mhm.
That gives the other countries the responsibility to intervene and to take action. And we've seen it on the international scene. If there's a problem in a country that's causing trouble, people have sent troops there to stabilize that country. They don't say it's a sovereign country, so we will not send troops there. They send troops there. They even force administrations, corrupt governments, and violent governments out to stabilize the situation. America has spent hundreds and millions of dollars in Liberia to end our war, to support ECOMOG, to support UN troops. They're still doing it. And we keep undermining the peace. And you think, and you are arguing that they should be diplomatic or euphemistic with us?
And especially going to elections. After the
Especially
flood,
going to election where we could cause violence and create you led this show, you led off on this show talking about election violence in Senegal.
Mhm.
How far are we from that?
Okay.
So
you finished?
and we
No,
should
no,
be
no,
petting.
no. My time
No.
coming to after the
Okay.
And
meeting.
you think we should be petting the people who are causing the trouble to say, hey, we condemn it. It was not good. Don't do it again. It's multiple times this has happened. Nothing has happened. Every time for a whole month we were here, we were talking about election violence in District 10. Did you see anybody arrested and prosecuted on that? Was the ambassador not diplomatic then? We have gotten to the point, Brother Thomas Awaji has said, that stern action needs to be taken. Does anybody want their leaders to be talked down on? No, we don't want our leaders to be talked down on, but we also don't want our leaders to do bad things. When they do bad things, they need to be talked down on. And probably that needs to happen for them to change their mind and change their attitude so they don't plunge us into another crisis in that country, kill our people, cause more death and destruction in the country. Moses, this is no time to pet anybody who's undermining our peace and our election process and our democracy. We lost 250,000 people.
So let me come in quick. Take, for instance, the war in the Ukraine perpetrated by the Russians. How many times people have been euphemistic with, what's his name? Vladimir Putin.
Putin.
And who, Moses, were you euphemistic with Putin? When you call him a warlord, did you go and say, my man, why you started it here? I beg him, man, just pull your troop out of there. You hear America being euphemistic with him? No. The point we're driving here, Moses, I know you.
Go ahead.
I know you. Listen, I would prefer you running, go get your hat because you can't.
No, go ahead. This one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish first.
So the ambassador sitting in the comfort of his air conditioner.
Okay.
He's sitting in the comfort of his high fence. He's sitting in the comfort of the embassy, and he holds a press conference to address the nation.
Yeah.
The president is in the comfort of his Jamaica resort. Millions of Liberians are in the heat. No light, no water, no food. And you got a bunch of hooligans gathering at a church, irrespective of who owns the church. It is a violation of what is signed. And that's what the man is standing to talk about. It is a nonsense. And I'm sure before he came to that podium, they've done the internal investigation. They've looked behind the scene. They've gotten all the information to say, wait a minute, don't tell me this government will sign a document, or opposition, or whoever will sign a document and come right back and orchestrate something with a potential. You think Prince Johnson Tango, one tango calling Sunshine? You think we got Prince is being melodious now with everything? You think Prince don't have the know how to stay shoot his machine gun? They know the kind of man they're dealing with. So that's a provocation. That's a provocation with the potential to start something new. So I think the ambassador could not have been any better or any less euphemistic or more euphemistic in this situation. He just called a spade, and it was just clear. And in fact, he did it with, in a calm mood. He didn't even look serious. He said, hey, come on, guys. He sounded like a typical American man, Alphonso, how the American. He said, come on, guys, this is a nonsense.
Come on, take it down. Yeah.
Was it the same way you be speaking yourself? I'm sure when he met with George Weah, how did he say it to George Weah? Come on, George, we play basketball and this kind of stuff. You can't be doing it because as soon as this stuff goes on, we will not be playing basketball again.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I just wanted to.
Yeah. No, I got the point.
Johnson said he was going to bring 500 men to the church. I mean, you know what could happen? We don't know.
Look, guys. I definitely agree with you guys. And like I said earlier, what happened at the senator's church is inappropriate. The way the $100 million drug case was handled, it was badly handled. That the outcome of that hearing is not good for Liberia. It's not good for the legal system of Liberia. I agree. All of those things that the ambassador talked about are all terrible things, are horrible things. But I'm simply saying his style of presentation this time around was inappropriate. He came across as a dad talking to his children. No degree of respect. That's my point.
Okay, Moses, then the
ambassador was not talking to his girlfriend. He wasn't talking to his kids. He was talking to political leaders of Liberia. I'm saying he should have presented his criticism of the situation in Liberia in a more refined way than he did.
Can you demonstrate
Okay,
that for us? Can you demonstrate that for us? I'll give
Yeah,
you 1 minute.
okay, Lord,
Demonstrate it for us.
okay, let me reduce this to the level.
Mhm.
Say I'm in a managerial position, and Alphonso, you're one of my supervisors.
Moses, I said go with the story. Go with that
Okay,
story.
okay, like the particular situation.
Yes.
I'm
How
the
was it
I'm
then?
the ambassador, right? I said, look, we have heard about what happened at Senator Johnson's church. And you know, Liberia went through civil crisis for years. The country is gradually trying to make a comeback. What we saw at Senator Johnson's church is not good for the peace and stability of this country. I'm appealing to you, our political leaders, to make a change for the better. That action is condemnable. It was inappropriate. That should not happen. You have less than 4 months to election. How do we move to the election when this little stuff are happening? What happened has a potential of undermining the peace and stability of this country. President Weah will say America has spoken. The vice president will say America has spoken. Prince Johnson and other political leaders will say America has spoken. But if I am, say, Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'm seeing the ambassador talking to us in such a manner. That's irritating. That's irritating. He was disrespectful.
Okay, Moses.
And I stay in defense of that.
All right, let's end on the Alfonso. We are almost at 9 o'clock.
Mhm.
We can't dwell on this. I think the perspectives here are differ.
Yeah.
Moses
Mhm.
stands on it. We know that the ambassador couldn't be any euphemistic than that. He presented the situation. What happened was nonsense. Is the adjective he decided to describe it. Moses said what he did was condemnable. But he's not able to say what they did, so he said it was condemnable. But we want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight. Yvonne, Ayo, welcome to the show. Richard Hammer, good to see you. We're going to now go into our segment Memory Lane. And as I said, there's a good one here tonight, written by Dr. Manin Sumo. And I kind of think that it's very, very appropriate for where we are and heading toward the elections. This one will blow your mind away. So I will go a quick solo to read this one and come back to my bros. So we continue with the next segment. So Memory Lane by Dr. A. Manin Sumo. The caption is "The World versus Words, a century of change." World, meaning the universe, versus words, the spoken word, a century of change. He said, long before the 20th century, the term idiot, I-D-I-O-T, idiot, was used as a technical descriptor by the Greeks in medical, educational, and regulatory contexts. Well, you know, when you call someone an idiot in Liberia today, hey man, they will take off their shai for tea. Idiot as a medical or educational or regulatory descriptor was broadly rejected by the end of the 20th century and is now considered offensive or insulting. But your will, when the Greeks used to use the word idiot, they were not insulting anyone. They were advising people to open their eyes good before the vote. Because the Greek divided human leadership into 3 categories: the idiots, the tribesmen, and citizens. You remember what one of our aspirants for office said? He's not geographic teacher when he was asked of whose geographical location in Liberia he is aspiring to represent. Me, our geography teacher, yeah. Studies show only 10% of Liberians are citizens. The remaining 90% are either tribesmen or idiots. So when the Greeks used the word idiot, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just don't care. And if they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. They do not respect the rules of a trash can or trash bin or even the traffic light. Some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. The next set of people are tribesmen. These are people that look at everything from the point of view of their tribe. Tribesmen believe in the tribesmen. It can be terrible to have a tribesman as a leader. He will alienate the rest. Idiots and tribesmen are like car salesmen. They got sweet mouth. The last group are citizens. These are people that like to do things the right way. They will respect the traffic light rules, even if no one is watching them. They drive within speed limits. They respect the laws and won't cheat in exams. Even in government, they won't steal. They are compassionate and share others to promote their well-being, or share with others to promote their well-being. Citizens often promote projects that benefit everyone. They have forgiving hearts. They let the worst go in the interest of the people they govern. The Greeks called this group the citizens. I believe that Liberia has more citizens than tribesmen and idiots, just that they are suppressed by the idiots and tribesmen from serving in public offices. The good news is a tribesman can become a citizen through orientation, and an idiot can become a citizen by training and the press. But things fall apart if you elect an idiot or a tribesman to lead you if he has not been reformed. Are our aspirants in today's presidential race reformed? So, Liberia, who will you elect come October 2023? An idiot, a tribesman, or a citizen? Reflect about your life. Reflect about your country and Liberia in general before you vote. Your vote is your voice. A coming peace. And this is a masterpiece written here by Sumo, Dr. Sumo, and he categorizes, you know, people who were voting in the Liberian presidential and senatorial and general elections: the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizen. Moses and Alphonso, what do you make of those three?
It's another great piece.
This is a classic. It's brilliant. A brilliant piece. Yes. So you asked a question, Volcano. People who are voting in an election, will they behave as idiots, or will we also be voting for idiots to occupy the spaces?
Yeah,
that's a real significant question right there. Or will we behave as citizens and vote for the right people, for citizens as well? Because eventually that's how we can get to a larger group of people being citizens. We might never get everybody to become a citizen. There will always be some idiots, but or tribesmen. And the point of tribesmen is very, very significant. Everybody now is the man from my tribe, from my country, Ibasa, Mandingo, he did, so I will support him. That kind of thing is one of the things that's really taking Liberia down.
And just to add here, what he said here, the danger of electing a tribesman is that he alienates.
Exactly.
And that's what we see when Prince Johnson said the southeastern region of Liberia governs the country.
Yeah.
But
because
look,
you have a tribesman in power.
From my end, with particular reference to elections, over the years, one of the most powerful groups, that have always, influenced the outcome of elections in Liberia are the idiots. You know, take for example, Volcano, the three of us here, if we even had the opportunity to vote into this election, obviously there's a particular leader that we will now vote for, right? But a good percentage of our young people, the unemployed, the underprivileged, will vote idiot. They will vote for an idiot
Yeah.
that
They
will
will vote
plunge the
idiotically.
country.
Right? You
You
want
know?
to idiotically.
Yeah.
Idiotically.
Yeah, they will vote idiotically, and then they will vote for an idiot that will lead the country to more problem. That's how we are conducting our elections. Look, let me use the legislature. There are more idiots in the legislature.
And let me put this disclaimer out here. Don't accept the word as in the context of insult. We're looking at
Talking about fools.
No. Moses, hold on here. What I'm trying to establish here, the issues room is not insulting.
Mm-hmm.
If they follow the conversation and what I read, we're looking at somewhere before the 20th century.
Yeah.
Please look at the human leadership in those three categories, the voting population in those three categories.
Yeah.
And I think Dr. Sumo is trying to align it with what we have today. And back then, the term idiot was not an insulting word. It was just a category of people, like you have the commoners, the plebeians in the British kingdom. So similar to the Greek mythology, or however you want to call it, they were looking at it from the context of idiot, tribesmen, and citizen. So if today's legislature is made out of idiots, then those are the people who are carefree, who don't care, who are corrupt, like what was written and read here. So I just wanted to make that so they don't say, "Oh, and the issue calling people an idiot or something." No, we are aligning this masterpiece with the current and prevailing situation of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in fact, just to piggyback on that, right? From what Dr. Small wrote, he asked a gentleman who said he wanted to contest an elected position. He said, "What
geographical location?"
Yeah, geographical location. What geographical? Yeah, what Okay. So the guy said,
"Get it, man.
So the guy
get it, man."
So he said, "What geographical location?" Yes, that's the word. Yeah.
Be careful before you become an idiot too now. Take your time.
Yeah. So the guy asked the guy, he said, "Look, what geographical location will you be contested, right?"
Every Moses had.
So the guy asked, he said, "What geographical location will you be contesting, right?" And the man turned around to him and said, "But man, I'm not a geography teacher." So it means that he did not even understand the question that this man asked him. Unfortunately, we have a good number of people in our legislature that fall in that category. An idiot, it means the person is ill-informed. The person doesn't know, what he or she is doing. That's what an idiot is, So I'm simply saying that we got a lot of people in the legislature who have no clue.
And including tribesmen, people.
We have no clue in terms of what it means to be in the legislature. And this election is going to be influenced significantly
by the idiots,
by this group of people.
Okay. All right, man. Listen, thank you so much, Dr. Sumo. Them coming, that was good. It aligns absolutely with what we're going through today. So we're gonna go to what type of country is this? The way my man was struggling with
geographical.
Moses, I know you're gonna start laughing, but here's the first one here. Stin
Yeah.
Bungie, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. I see a little man growing up out there. Always on Facebook, but good to see you. Listen, Thomas Awaji starts tonight. What type of country is this? Where Moses Sandy cannot pronounce.
Another word, geographical.
What type of country is this?
Yeah, whatever country is there, the parent struggles to pronounce the word geographical.
I don't remember. Is it GB?
Yeah.
The GB for that.
Yeah, the
You are Russian. You are Russian too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But man, the breaking news for whatever country is this, Volcano, fun never finishes, you know. I saw this post that emanated from Mr. Isaac Jackson. I don't know if you guys saw that on Facebook.
Oh,
The mayor posted today that he has paid the $1,500 the water spoon, saying he posted a receipt and ordered that. But I'm not sure whether he really listened to the very tip, you know, because Spoon said a lot of things. He said the first payment was for $1,000. I mean, $1,500. The second payment was another $1,000 when they met with, you know, to someone's house in Minnesota. And then after that, when he was going to Liberia,
he didn't disclose.
He didn't disclose the amount, but he said he also helped to transport Mr. Jackson to Liberia. Now, you guys tell me, this man he write this dissertation, you know, and say, hey, you know, this man is a criminal and blah, blah, blah. In fact, I have paid him $1,500. Now he wants the guy to produce receipts for, you know, other things that you talk about, like the $1,000 payment, others that, or what a Spoon claim to have given him. I just wanted to, you know, pick you guys' brain on that, you know.
No.
What were you? What type of country is this?
Yeah, we can't be picking brains here.
Yeah. What type of country is this? Someone who was there for you when you needed help, and you take to social media to shame the person. Then after you realize that, hey, they may have a lot on you, you can say, oh, yeah, it's your money, but you're still a criminal. What type of country is this? Where's Liberia? What type of country is this?
What type of country is this? Shaggy McCarthy, welcome, my brother. The president believes that playing basketball with a US ambassador, the US ambassador will look the other way on corruption. But Allah. What type of country is this?
Yep.
What type of country is this? Rams, Northern. That the new currency, no one know who keeping it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I heard they brought in coins.
No, they are on bills, though.
Yeah, $1,000 bills.
Yes.
They also brought coins because they said the smaller enumeration,
okay.
$10, they kind of get dilapidated quick, so they wanted to bring coins. Will last a while, but I don't even know if the coins on the market. I will ask tomorrow if I speak with someone in Liberia. What type of country is this? They keep printing money, but the money only surfaces in their interest. Where they're launching campaign, when they want to, you know, do something big, when they want to support someone. What type of country is this? Thomas Awaji, where Bility is obviously working for the CDC, but the so-called smart ANC people don't see it.
What type of country is this? That's a good question.
Or maybe they don't want to see it.
or they see it, but they're acting like idiots.
Acting like idiot. Or they ignoring it. Acting like tribesmen.
No, they're not acting like citizens.
What type of country is this where a foreign ambassador will look at the political leader and tell them, say, now you're nonsense, you got to stop it.
What type of country is this that a talk show host by the name of Moses Sandy will come in defense of the government are doing nonsense and say the man was talking down and they are sovereign nation. What type of country is this?
What type of country is this when colonial days are over and we say have one ambassador arguing like he's a hero?
What type of country is this when a sovereign nation always go with basket to other people to feed their citizens and to put medicine in their hospitals and to even train their judges and they still think they are sovereign?
What type of country is this?
Moses, in the world that a $100 million drug case just walked out of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
What type of country is this? That thing can happen anywhere, not even
No,
in the remotest of the Amazon.
The ambassador said the evidence in the case was overwhelming, but yet people still walk away.
Yep. Yeah.
The man won't start something. The man's not the man, but he can start deal. So whatever country is this where Charlene man went to her father's grave to ask her to wed him?
Yeah, right.
Man.
But when you try to bring it, yeah, and then one for the ANC people to start talking up.
What type of country is this, Umo? When the amount of banknotes printed are more than the amount in circulation.
Yes,
Yeah, because they keep the money in a private vaults.
Yeah, and that's what Dillon said. I listened to Dillon yesterday. Dillon said the government, through the National Bank submitted, I think, a proposal to print 48 billion Liberian dollars. And of the 48 billions, the government has printed $34 billion. The money printed is more than what is currently in circulation in the country. Yet, the commercial banks have no access.
But man, the guy just came to steal, man. And then you say the ambassador should be euphemistic, Moses?
Yeah.
Let's go to Steambonge here. Steambonge said, what kind of country is this when the panelists swallow GB and fighting?
If I don't say they want you, all right, Steambonge, I start SGB tonight.
What type of country is this, Chairman? Murphy staying in America, and what he said? What? All the rules and regulations, but will say no to the ruling in Liberia and want to become a senator. Why? oh, you mean abide? Okay.
Yeah, abide.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said he may abide by all the rules in the United States, but yet in Liberia he doesn't want to.
What type of country is this? Where a foreign ambassador keeps lecturing you on bad governance, and yet you can learn from it.
You still can learn.
You can learn. You can learn. Moses said,
is this, my man?
Moses wanted man to be euphemistic. What type of country is this? When a prospective VP will put her citizen on pause to go take a break and come back to continue her speech.
Did she do that?
Yes, I gotta find her speech.
She said she was tested. She said she was tested on brown.
Oh, really? She said, "Yo, wait for me. Let me drink my water." Eh?
What type of country is this? Flomo Livingstone that Musa Bility thinks he can stay in Liberia and sue someone in Liberia. Or he meant to say America. I don't even know. Yeah. Well, man, Musa Bility can get visa to come here without on him. I'm just thinking out loud.
No, I think the thing from FIFA is not for him to watch, games organized by FIFA. It's not a travel restriction.
Okay, let's go back. What type of country is this that Shaggy McCarthy, that anybody from the US government can just disrespect our leaders? The CIA director.
You see that, Shaggy?
Hold on. And the Nigerian security beating up president.
Oh, yes. I saw that video. Did you?
Oh, but my man, when the security is not properly attired, what you expect?
My man, they belittle the security guys, Joe. We are security, my man. The man handle him. Yeah, the guy was man. Yeah, he's here.
No,
Volcano, the video is out there.
The Telford Armors Party the gas certificate?
Yeah, GAPL, the
Oh, that's
Oh, really?
GAPL. Yeah.
When-
Great Action Party of Liberia, GAPL.
Okay.
So when was the party certificate today?
10 parties were
Oh, no, no.
certificated last week. 10.
I think
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
But what type of country is this? Thomas Awaji, where the Logantown Junction have the largest potholes to swallow your car.
Swallow your car.
You know,
Thomas,
my man, from the Freeport, Bilema, what
Yeah.
do you call that place? Seyon Town.
yeah.
What other place name? Where oh God, what the place name? But all the places there,
Around the Freeport area there, right?
from there straight all the way to around point 4.
Yeah.
The road bad. I know the really see. I took 3 hours one night from that point.
Just between there.
My man, the road was bad, man. Oh, I don't know what they're doing. That road has never been up to par. Steambunge, what type of country is this where all the people over 40 are considered youth? Well, my girl, tell me. Flomo Livingstone, what type of country is this that Musa Bility can't even come to America? His visa got denied. You were in the embassy, Flomo.
So that one month then did not send for here.
What type of country is this, Thomas Awaji, where you criticize Facebook platforms because they don't sing your party?
What type of country is this?
Shaggy McCarthy, what type of country is this that Isaac Jackson thinks that paying back the $1,500 will change anything? The harm has already been done. He forgot to factor that $1,500 in 2021 is now worth $1,679.32 plus interest for all those months. Wow, that's a good one. I like this guy.
Shaggy said remember pay with interest, eh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They paid $1,500 back then. You know for a gallon of milk now? $9.
Yeah, hey, man, put it on Facebook or to bluff.
Steambunge says, yeah, what type of country is this? Charlene put a bunch of people to wait for her. She said she was thirsty. Louise Brown said she was consulting with her father's ghost.
Some people said that.
He confused. Will she take a break if they win? That's the question.
Yes.
So Moses, you remember
Yeah.
talking the other day, I told you, I said, here's the playbook, right?
Yeah.
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf accordingly met with Nyonblee, DeLong, and the rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
From inside source in that meeting, the old lady swore that Ome Baka can never be president while she's alive.
Yeah.
And this is how it played out. My daughter Nyonblee, I welcome you. You can DeLong, you can sit down here. So I call you here because you know I'm supporting Alexander. And Alexander I'm a CWA boy. Even though I was way out of school before his time, but you know, I'm a late CWA boy. And he went to CWA, my alma mater, just like him. And I think he would be a great president. This young man, he aspired to be great. He went through Coca-Cola. He did all this. He made money, and you know, he came back here. He gave to the people, and I think that this is the kind of president we want. So I want you. Same that Baka. I told you, Baka, when I was a good man, you know, Baka, pull you to the sidewalk and you say he want you, so y'all can join me here. Let's do this thing and support Cummings. Because I told Baka, I said, Baka, you will never be president until I die. And the reason when we were leaving power, I told you, I said, Baka, let's get it into the young people. But Baka greedy. And I don't know what he see behind the presidency. Yeah, I served 12 years and he equally enjoyed like me. But he still want to be president, and I don't know why. So long I'm alive, I will do everything in my power so Baka can be president. So if you decide to support Baka, you're on the losing train. That train you're talking about, a rescue train, that losing train.
Not losing train.
So that only talking to
Yeah, so the engine finish going long time.
Yeah. So, the fact that what type of country is this? You got one old lady behind another old papi.
And she think that she can control everything.
Yeah. What type of country is this?
Yeah.
Why the old lady can leave the puppy alone, let the puppy try on a shot? Why she just all over the place trying to undermine?
And what you just dramatized, Volcano, is absolutely what happening behind the doors. That's what happening behind the doors. That's the kind of discussion that they're having. Oh, Nyonblee, you get they country, yeah. You better eat something, you get.
And they put something on the table for young people.
Yeah.
They put Ma on the table.
DeLong, that you say you acting a man?
You know, you say you lie.
Yeah. and Bility? Yeah, man. So, but coming so, all they talking thing, all who talking now, what you got to put on the table? Oh, I just want Nyonblee to agree. Nyonblee say anything. In fact, somebody told me say that DeLong pushing everything, but I talked to the people already. They gave me a check for $5 million. And so anything, I can give it to you now and the people can catch it tomorrow. Then they don't say what?
5 million. You want maybe million there?
He say, Ellis, ABC. My message that thing again. Oh no, I was just telling the woman, I brought my checkbook, little things or $5 million. I can write a check right now and give it to Oma. Then the Oma turned around, Nyonblee. You get that you been here, a librarian, or if you were there for librarian people been in that one, you been here.
Yeah, 2 years ago, librarian people in work dying for and dying for. You $5 million, that's small money right now, and your men they don't start sweating right away. What type of country is this where they put you on drips, regardless of your diagnosis? Thomas Awaji. And just the fact that he talk about drip, even in our meeting, Ellen said, I told Baka here I would take drip in the same hospital, will share the same oxygen tank. He will share the same, but he will not be president so long I'm alive. Where the old lady see behind the old puppy?
She's talking a puppy.
In Congress, say, what type of country is this that giving God so much hard time?
I tell you over there.
Shaggy McCarthy have been paid since 1987. That was it since then. What type of country is this?
So forget all. That looking that road, all the way to looking that cinema, everything,
That road is messed up, man. I can't believe because that road. What type of country is this, Flomo Livingston, that Ministry of Public Work will build a road and don't return to Mitine? Just put it like don't wait.
Yeah.
What type of country is this that Musa Bility messing up LPC, PP, and currently the ANC, but actually it's a sedition?
Actually,
What country is
I
this?
want to believe that man is a sedition.
So he's just trying to splinterize these political institutions.
Yeah.
With no relevance in the elections. But let's come back to the deal now. So the $5 million to put on the table. Then where DeLong say?
First thing DeLong spoke bad to Nyonblee. He said, Mayu. And then Nyonblee turned around, look at him. I had a call go. I broke Grepozo.
I want to go, thank you. I broke Grepozo.
And you have broke Grepozo 5 million.
I'm on 5 million. Nyonblee said, but ask coming when he did to me first.
Now money business.
That money business. He said, but Omar, I see the money. The man brought it, check everything. But just ask coming what he did to me. Then coming said, but Nyonblee, what did that do? She said, no, that your assignment. When you go, when you answer that question, you come and then we'll talk.
Well, as it is now, I'm leaving.
And
So as
yeah.
Nyonblee, as Nyonblee said, I believe they don't hold her hand by and say, "Oh, let's
Yes,
sign the deal and go."
Mind you, we're leaving 5 million on the table. What are you doing?
Nyonblee taking the door, she want turn the knob. They don't rub your heart. You say, but Nyonblee, oh, they must say, yeah. So you going for true?
You're going for true. you leave it 5 million on the table.
Then the Oma arguing that she ain't looking at there. She said, up to you, you have to check the in on there, and no one desire take it. They don't say, but you
After that happened, your man Dylan called some of the insider in the party. He said, "You go talk to my girl because we can't let it slide." And so the other man they won't talk it, and the political leaders say, "If you go down there, you do your own thing, that your business." In fact, why Nyonblee did, she went quick and just declare her support.
Yeah,
it can be inside anything.
Anything, yeah. To close everybody off.
So then come inside, he took that same check. He reduced it. No, but he reduced it now because Charlene is not a political competition to Nyonblee, right?
Yeah.
He reduced it. So we heard at 3 million.
It's a 3 million drop, yeah.
Why they just why they spending money like that?
I think coming up phone. Shit.
But
men are working ATM.
So
comments are working ATM.
Thomas Awaji say he thinks that Joseph Waga broke Ellen's heart somewhere down the line.
That different story.
Yeah, it could be somewhere down the line, my man. Shaggy McCarthy say, whatever ROCT is this, Republic, maybe he meant to say that. Even clean hands when they hear about 5 million the jack. Oh yeah, but Dylan jack. What? Dylan tell me say he jack 5 million. 5 million. Especially share in the context where
he come and finish in the check everything. He said, "Oh man, I don't want who really if I giving it to you, they can catch it tomorrow."
What country is this, Thomas Awaji? Where our young women are trafficked to become slaves in Asia and the Middle East. Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
But these things are happening because their own relatives and close friends are the ones who are the mule that taking them.
Yeah, the law they're into doing it. But you remember Volcano? Do you remember those days when we were growing up in Liberia? They had these Lebanese guys that used to take our native sisters to Lebanon to be maids.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that happening in Asia. Mm-hmm. They take these people, put them under the impression that life is going to be good. They get to the place, they seize their passport, they work them as slaves.
Yeah, don't get anything.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, it's 9:30. Let's wrap it up. Thank you so much. We are here.
From Livingston, still homecoming Fargo.
At the end of this show, we like to thank all of the folks who joined us here tonight to share in this moment. I thought it was a great conversation. Murphy Gibson, we want to thank him too for stopping by. Alphonso, any parting word? Moses, this is the election period now. So what message you have for the folks?
Well, my message to the folks, like the ambassador said, is that when they went to Farmington in April, they declared not only to Liberians that they will sustain the peace.
Mm-hmm.
They will accept the outcome of the election. They will support the electoral process. So everything should be done to ensure that what they committed to in Farmington or at the Farmington gathering, that declaration will be respected. And let me wrap it. Yes, Ambassador McCarthy, you are my friend and brother. I love you. But this time around, you came across as offensive. to our political leaders. You talk down to them, and that is not diplomacy. Yeah. Alphonso.
Yeah, my closing word will be based on Manasumo's piece. And to the voters, do not be the idiots of the 19th century. Vote right.
You mean the 21st century?
Well, yeah, okay. 21st. Well, no, in the
you mean
yeah, it back, yeah.
He said long before the 20th century.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Okay.
In the 20th century, the word idiot became an offensive word, insult. Before then, it was just the way you acted and the way classification. Yeah, they shouldn't be idiots, basically. They should vote their conscience, they should vote for the right people because elections have consequences. The things that are going on around them today are because of the decisions they made as to who should represent them in government. So it's extremely critical. So yeah, and I will close by saying that nobody wants their leader to be talked down to, but at the same time, if a leader does something wrong, as our old people say, I hope I get it right. A bad soul deserves a bad medicine.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
It's been a continuous, ongoing process, and there just has to come a time when you spank your child, when you spank the person you hold people accountable. And that I think we came to the point where the ambassador did the right thing. It's time to spank our leaders on their buttocks and say enough is enough.
Well, you said every basil has a bad medicine. I say every naughty domo guy unsu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do, right? But anyway, I'll just share the same sentiments. Alfonso, I know Moses talked about being euphemistic here, but when people are tired, when everything is like, a leaky roof, like what Liberia seems to be a leaky roof. As you patch one hole, there's another hole, and it's just continuously leaking. All you got to do is take the whole bloody roof down and put in a whole new roof, because otherwise you will have to bust the ceiling to catch that water in pan, in buckets all over the place, and that's what Liberia seems to be. And how can we be going to elections and we still have the potential for violence? I think it sends a wrong message, and the ambassador couldn't have said it any better. But again, Moses, I understand what you're saying. Sometimes the ambassador should go high instead of going low. In the context of the Michelle Obama thought process, he could, to some degree, he could have done it from a diplomatic presentation, but he was casual and he was referring to the folks. Come on, guys, like a teacher talking to the kids in class. But
I give it to you, my man.
but overall, sometimes our leader deserves to be shamed, as Alfonso says, so that they can wake up. I know there are a lot of folks in Liberia who would make the big mouth, or who are these people? But at the end of the day, you run into the embassy. You're running there for a visa, because you can travel everywhere until you come to America. You haven't traveled. I'm being strictly honest with you, because it's a whole different situation. And these people have been our bread and butter. They've been our bread basket. They've been our supporter. They've been our ally, irrespective of how we originated as a country, not colonized per se, but even in the context of colonization, we can say we were in part colonized, because they supported and funded everything that started Liberia. So there's no way we can be separated. We're inextricably linked, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we just have to play by the book if we want to continue to benefit that mutual relationship and be responsible with it. And I think our leaders of today, they are gambling, they're playing around, and they're not holding themselves accountable and being professional and balanced and keeping our country, very, very respected in the Committee of Nations. And it's about time that we do something about it, and that can be done come 2023 October 10th. And by the way, the issues room is planning to be in Liberia to cover the elections at some point. So let's keep finger crossed. Thank you everyone for being there. Emmanuel Jackson, Adiaha Umo, Thomas Awaji, Flomo Livingston, Sting Bungay, and I like to call names because again, as I said, when you put your time in to be here with us, we want to recognize you. Shaki McCarthy, good to see you. Alexander Hayes, good to see you. Gregory Stem, yes, you were here. Ram Snodden, Adiaha Intonjisit Umbo, all the way from Australia. Thank you, Rachel Hammond, for stopping by. Yvonne Ayo, thank you. Mani Sumo, of course, for that brilliant piece. Continue to bring them in. We're here to share with the world those beautiful writings. Ram Snodden, we say thank you for joining us. Gretchen Kennedy, thank you for joining us. Raymond Clark, it was good seeing you here tonight. Louise Page, good to see you. Good to see you. Belvinia Wallace, good to see you. Martin W. Brown, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Come again. Frederick Moyu, Priscilla Myers, S. Edward Nefo, and just everybody else. We'll be back here on Tuesday with another presentation. Gentlemen, let's go have
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah.